He was just one of those dudes, but a lot of people were scared of him. I feel that they were scared of him because it was like, he had a strong presence, like he always made his presence be known.
By now, Curtis's drug dealing was becoming known to the police. He would regularly spend his summers in jail for possession of crack cocaine. In the summer of 1994, he was arrested twice in 3 weeks.
But when he got locked up and came home, he was like, yo, I gotta do something, man. I'm just tired of going to jail back and forth, selling drugs or whatever. So that's when he stayed focused and he started doing the music thing. And he had just had his son Kesey too. So he was like, yo, I'm gonna do this, start this music shit. Because his son had came involved, so that's what really kept him focused on the music.
Well, I would say the rap game is like the crack game because you don't need any prior experience to get in the rap game or the crack game. You just need to know a few little things and you can open up shop, and it's the same thing with the rap game.
Curtis Jackson had gone and 50 Cent was born.
Jam Master Jay was the DJ for Run DMC, one of the pillars of the hip-hop community. Hip-hop wouldn't be the multi-billion-dollar industry it is today, and I hear it's about 15 billion and rising worldwide, if it wasn't for Run DMC commercializing hip-hop.
He's a big pioneer. Jam Master Jay, what? That's Run DMC era. They damn near started hip-hop, that hip-hop rock and roll joint. They used to be on that hip-hop rock and roll.
In 1996, 50 Cent had his lucky break when he bumped into Run DMC's DJ Jam Master Jay outside a Manhattan nightclub.
50 was always the man, like, getting money. That's how he met Jam Master Jay. Like, Jam Master Jay thought he was a basketball player because he pulled up at the club, 50 had the 400 Benz, so he couldn't get in the club. So Jam Master Jay remembered him like, yo, you such and such, right? Like a basketball player. 50 was like, yeah. So he got in the club with Jam Master Jay. So they went up in the club. So when they really sat down and really started talking, he explained to him like, nah, I'm a rapper. I'm doing that rap thing, da-da-da. So Jam Master Jay was like, word, you know who I am? Such and such, I'm doing my label thing, da-da-da, come rock with us.
This meeting would change 50's life forever. Jay passed 50 a beat tape and challenged him to rap over it. Jay liked his rhymes, his humour, and his delivery, although it was obvious that he still had no idea how to structure a song or make a piece work musically.
So Jam Master Jay worked with 50 Cent for, I think, a week straight and hammered out about 10 to 20 songs.
Like 50, he ain't really know how to put, he just started rapping, so he ain't know how to put songs in like songs format. Like he'll just write a verse all day, a long ass verse. But Jam Master Jay was like, nah, break that down. Just give me 3/16 and the hook. So like he really schooled 50 how to, on the music shit. Jam Master Jay played a major role with 50.
He taught 50 how to construct a song. And that right there, in a nutshell, is what took 50 Cent to the next level.
50 had never been behind a microphone before. And while his flow was entirely his, he admits that Jay taught him everything about making commercial music.
Because constructing songs is what got him noticed on the mixtape. It's like, damn, this dude just made a whole fucking record out of it. He didn't just do a freestyle rhyme. This is a record. I want to hear something else from him. Oh, that was ill too. I want to hear something else from him. And that comes from Jay teaching him how to do that. It's very important in 50 Cent's development as an MC. Extremely important.
50 Cent came to Jam Master Jay and learned how to make records, how to make songs, develop structure. And what 50 Cent does, which is interesting, is he makes his hooks first. So he wants you to be able to like the structure of his song and the chorus. He really is focused on the chorus. And if you listen to his choruses, he sings on them. He's on the chorus singing, but that's the foundation of his records. Then he goes in and he writes the songs around it.
With Jay's assistance, 50 Cent signed with Columbia Sony Records in 1999.
And then Jam Master Jay is the one that brought him to Sony Columbia. Tone and Polk had just received a deal from Sony Columbia. They had Trackmasters Records. Jam Master Jay took him to Tone and Polk, and you know, it goes on from there.
The record company locked 50 in a studio for 3 intense weeks with platinum hitmakers, the Trackmasters. At the time, these guys were hailed as the hottest producers in hip-hop. 50 Cent was about to hit the big time.
50 signed him to his company for a production deal. Like 50 was signed to Columbia, and Tone and Polk, Trackmasters, they did all the beats and everything for him.
They took him upstate for about 2.5 months. He did 36 songs, which was that album, Power of a Dollar. Those was classic songs, because Trackmasters was trying to make a comeback production-wise, and they gave him the best beats, and 50 Cent he knows how to make songs.
Basically, come off the street and be put in the studio to make a professional album is not an easy task for a lot of artists. So I think from that point when he got with Trackmasters, he was, you know, he had the ball rolling. He was getting tracks, he was making songs, he was writing. I think he was really seeing how it could be done to get an album done and to be put out and to be successful.
One track that did emerge from the sessions in early 2000 was the single How to Rob. It quickly achieved notoriety and was widely hailed as an underground classic, mainly for its outrageous lyrics, in which 50 claimed that he'd literally rob every industry nigger if that's what it took to make it. At the time, Rich Nice was working at Trackmasters with 50.
How to Rob was my idea, yeah. Yeah, he said it in the magazine, a few magazines actually. He said How to Rap was my idea, because he wasn't affiliated with any clique, and rappers become very cliquish. So he wasn't with this guy and he wasn't with that guy. I said, well, since you're your own dude, you might as well just, you know, let's make fun of it. Let's make fun that you're your own guy. You're a hungry rap guy, and you just, you know, and we'll make it a joke. We'll get D-Dot, we'll get the mad rapper on the chorus, you know, and we'll make fun of it.
A lot of the rappers that were currently out at that time were mentioned on that record. He was talking about robbing them.
You know, it's a record that he didn't really want to make in the beginning, you know, until after they came together, because it was a comedy record. You know what I mean? It was like a funny, you know, my thing is, you know, people take this too serious. We're making music, let's have fun.
A lot of rappers didn't take that very well, but I don't think that had anything to do with the fact that 50 Cent got shot 9 times in front of his grandmother's house.
For the most part, you know, people received it well. Some people were a little upset about it, you know, who's this dude and who does he think he is? But, you know, for the most part, it was received as a joke. You know, it's what it was. Even people in the building, you know, at the time inside the label, you know, thought it was a joke and was just like, you know, oh, this is funny, that's funny, whatever, whatever. You know, even Jay-Z was like, oh, I don't like that record, I love that record.
So you had people that were saying, you know, Jay-Z said, I'm about $1, what the fuck is 50 Cent in his verse? And that was great for 50 Cent's exposure. Ja Rule and he was a real beef. And you know, he had to fight against that as well. And it also, fighting against it helped fuel his rise to the top.
You know, people thrive on controversy. They love to get things and say, oh, guess what I got? I'm gonna play it first. Oh man, wait till you hear it, it's hilarious. You know, that kind of sort of thing, and DJs love to do that, you know, and regular people as well. And that's what that was. That record was a controversial record, but I knew it would be controversial only because, you know, it's funny.
In 2002, Jam Master Jay was brutally murdered in his recording studio in Queens. His death sent waves of grief around the world of hip-hop. 50 Cent would never forget the man who gave him his first break.
Every now and then in your life, somebody comes into your life and puts something into your life that you don't realize. You think it's minuscule at the time, but you don't realize how very important it is to your being until later on in life when you've made it. And teaching him how to construct a song was the most important thing that's ever happened to 50 Cent in his life. Other than that, he would be the average rapper.
50 Cent was sitting outside the front porch of his grandmother's house. The last thing he expected, here in the neighbourhood he grew up in and where he felt most safe, was an attempt on his life.